Good morning from chilly southern Utah. A little bit cold out here this morning, so kind of had to wait for the sun to get out and start to warm things up a little bit before we get out here in the garage and start today's project. So for today, we are going to take and put that bumper and winch on the Gladiator. Take off the old front bumper, get it unbolted, get it off. Get the new one up, see if we can get the winch wired in, and see if we can get that done here today. So it shouldn't be too bad of a project, a couple hour job to do. But I'm not going to film the whole install because there's a ton of install videos out there. So no need to film that for you. If you want to see that, you can search on YouTube and find all kinds of install videos. I'm just going to kind of show you a before and after. I may film a few of the spots in between, show putting it on, but we're not going to get into a detailed install video. So stick around. Let's see what we get when we get the new bumper and winch on. Okay, so we got the old bumper off. You can see it here, and then the outer shell's over there. This is where the new bumper is going to mount to the frame on these ears. So we can see we got the new bumper right here ready to go. So we'll get that mounted up, but the first thing we got to do is we got to get these fog lights out. Take these out of the old bumper, get them mounted up here. We'll be ready to put that on. So yeah, installing the bumper is always so much easier than taking the old one off. All the fittings and the trim and the plastic parts, everything is fastened together, and so there is a ton of, you can see all the different fasteners and screws and BS you got to go through to get this thing off. The aftermarket bumpers attached so much simpler and so much easier. So all right, guys, I'll check back with you here in a minute. Let me get these fog lights in, and we'll get this bumper up in place. Okay, bumper is on. Bumper's on, yes, look at that. Bumper's on, skid plate's back on. Got the fog lights mounted up. Ready to drop the winch in here. Get it set. Get it connected. I don't know if we'll connect it tonight or tomorrow, but so bumper looks good. We got it on there. A little bit of an issue on a couple of things, but not too bad. We got it taken care of. Went on pretty easy. These things mount up not too bad. It's like I said, it's a lot harder to take them off than it is to put them back. So we'll check back with you here in a minute when we get the winch back on. All right. Well, good morning. So we got the winch install finished up, all except for the power connection. So bumper's mounted up, winch is mounted up and attached to the bumper. Got the shackles on there to color match for the Rubicon. And yeah, I think she looks pretty good. Gives us a little bit of extra clearance here. So when we go full lock on the tires, and we're flexing, bumper's pulled back, gives us a better approach angle. When we come into rocks, seamlessly goes into the factory skid plate there for the front differential and for the lockers and the sway bar disconnect. So it looks pretty darn good. I'll get it out in the sunlight here and do another shot once we get it all finished up, but so far I think it's looking pretty good. Just going to get it wired up here, get it tested out, and it'll be ready to go. So when running something electrical in your vehicle, one of the things that I always do to make sure that when I get it done it's going to work is I try to do a test fit, okay, and kind of loosely wire it up before I take the time to run the wires, secure them, and because that's just a bummer. You install something, and one of the most time-consuming parts of all of this is actually running the wires, getting them neat, getting them tidy, safe, where they're not going to get hit as you're going down the road, rocks flying up and getting them. So I always try to do a test fit because I just hate it when I install something and it didn't do this, and then the damn thing doesn't work. So always try to do a test fit on stuff. Make sure that it's going to work before you actually take the time. So we've got... So it actually runs. Now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the temporary and run it permanent. That way I don't have to do it twice. All right, we got it done. Everything is installed, wired up, tested. Give you a final look at here at the products, what the end result looks like. So, not looking too bad. She'll do just fine for us. One thing to note on your winches, and when you're looking for the size of your winch, if you notice here on this sticker, even though it's a 13,000 pound winch, it depends upon the number of layers of rope. So how far out you are and how much rope remains on the winch. And this applies to all winches. That's not just this one in particular, this is all winches. So if you're on the 4th layer, you're not pulling very far. You've only got 7,300 pounds of pulling capacity. You have to get that line extended out all the way to that last wrap, so that in order to get the full 13,000 pounds. So as you're thinking about your vehicle, the size of your vehicle, how much capacity you need, just keep that in mind as you're shopping winches. You know, if you get a 10,000, a 12,000, a 9,500, 8,000, think about the weight of your vehicle, how much pulling power you're going to need, and how much distance when you go into buying the winch. Bigger is always better, but it does weigh more and sometimes can cost you a little bit more. So just something to consider when you're buying your winch. All right, guys, I will see you on the next one.